Welcome to KetoMealsAndRecipes.com. Today's video will demonstrate how to make a sugar-free and gluten-free cooked raspberry jelly. The macronutrient ratio for the raspberry jelly is only 0.1 to 1 with 9.9 grams of total carbs for a 22 to 23 centimeter or 9 inch by 1 centimeter or quarter inch cake. Also, you should be aware that almost 50% of the raspberry jelly carbs is actually fiber, and you use this glaze or jelly as only a small component of a total recipe. We begin by combining your fresh or frozen raspberries in a small deep-sided pot. Then add your monk fruit sweetener or sweetener of your choice. Then place the pot over medium-low heat. You want the fruit to cook slowly and evenly and not to get scorched. And after you've added the sweetener, you also want enough time for the sweetener to completely dissolve. While the raspberries are cooking, prepare the gelatin. In a small bowl or measuring cup, add the cold water and 2 packets of gelatin. You should follow the directions on your packet to determine how much water you need. Stir right away and then continue to stir until the gelatin powder has completely dissolved. Then set it aside for a moment. As the fruit is cooking, use your spatula and press down on the fruit to mash it up. Keep cooking and mashing until the biggest pieces you see are the raspberry seeds. At this point, it's time to add the gelatin. If your gelatin has solidified, just heat it up until it becomes a liquid again, and then pour it into the raspberry sauce. Stir the gelatin into the raspberry mixture and continue stirring for 1 more minute as it cooks. Turn off the heat and let the jelly come to room temperature. Your next step will be dependent on how you intend to use the jelly. This jelly will solidify to a firm layer once it has set. If you use it for a cake or pie topping, you only actually use half of the quantity that you've just made. Do not use this while it's hot. Make sure before pouring it on top of a cake, the raspberry jelly has come to room temperature, as I'm showing you here. And then place the cake in the refrigerator or leave it on the countertop until the jelly has solidified. And that's all you have to do for an amazing and easy flavorful glaze to top your cake. I like to use this cake especially to top my no-bake light cheesecake because the two textures and tastes complement each other very nicely. I will soon post a no-bake light textured cheesecake, so I hope you will come back and check out that video when it's posted. As I've mentioned, this recipe makes a glaze for 2 large cakes. I place the other half of the cooked berry jelly glaze into a glass storage container and put it in my freezer. It keeps very well for several weeks. When I needed a fruit layer for the middle of a cake, I used this second batch instead of fresh fruit. I used this glaze as a filling when I made the birthday cake using the naked cake recipe. To make the center filling, first remelt the jelly in hot water, or you can use a microwave in short 15-second bursts. Stir between the heating intervals. Repeat this process until your jelly has liquefied, but make sure you're not heating it. You don't want this to be hot. To make the center perfectly match the cake, I use the bottom of the same springform pan I used to make the cake. I cover the pan bottom with cling wrap. Then you simply pour the jelly glaze on top of the cling wrap. To speed up the solidification of this jelly, I placed it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. When I was ready to assemble, I took the bottom cake layer. Then I removed the glaze with the cling wrap from the bottom of the springform pan. Then place the non-cling wrap side on the top of the cake. Be as careful as you can so that it fits perfectly. You can adjust a bit if needed. When you're happy with the placement, just carefully peel off the cling wrap and add anything else you want between the 2 cake layers, such as the stabilized whipped cream frosting. I hope you have found this demonstration useful. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching and see you next time. If you're new to the channel and want more recipes, please consider subscribing.